office was growing, and people were split between 5 Ivy Lane and 70 Washington Road. Norm Ryder was over at 70 Washington Road and several other people. And one of the clubs went bankrupt, and the university, of course, there must have been a considerable amount of competition for that building, but thanks in part to our close relationships with people in Nassau Hall and to the stellar reputation of the office, we got the building.
But it was quite a shock when we all trooped up the hill to see it, what building we were going to get, because the last days of Cannon Club must have been like the last days of Rome. There were unquestionably interesting parties where the people would take a beer keg and split it open with an axe and swim on the floor with all the beer. The inside was almost completely destroyed, and in fact, of course, before we moved in, the university had to completely gut the building and start all over again.
The Bucharest conference was held the summer that we moved from 5 Ivy Lane to the building we're in now, 21 Prospect. The building had been done over for us by the university. Lovely building. The moving itself was an enormous task. All the powers that be went to Bucharest. I was left moving the office to from 5 Ivy Lane to 21 Prospect. So I learned about the bees at 5 Ivy, but I learned about the birds when we came to 21 Prospect. It seems that there are openings in the eaves, and every once in a while there'd be a flapping noise and another bird would get in. The result of this, the funniest result of a bird getting in that I can remember, is Jane Menken trying to put her boots on one morning, enormously surprised that her toe had hit some baby birds. Her boots had lain under there for a while, eggs had been laid, and eggs were hatched, and there they were.
The senior staff members participate in public service kinds of activities. We've laughingly said we should put up a map with different colored pins to see who's in what part of the country or part of the world on any given day or in any given month. But this has been an increasing part of the responsibilities of people here. Ansley was the chairman of the first committee that the National Academy of Sciences had in this area, the Committee on Population and Demography, of which I was a member. The successor committee on population has also asked several people from the office to participate. Charlie Westoff is a member. I was a member. Ann Pebley has been active on several of their panels. Both James Trussell and I have been involved in panels of the Committee on National Statistics of the National Academy of Sciences. People have also been involved in the national or international demographic organizations. Ansley as president for 4 years of the International Union for the Scientific Study of Population. And over the years, Ansley, Charlie, Norm, and I have all served as president of the Population Association of America, and Ann Pebley is currently a member of its board of directors.
Indeed, there was almost a smugness about Princeton's ownership of the association. Frank Notstein, Irene Teuber, John Duran, Ansley Coale, George Stomach, Charlie Westoff, Jane Menken, I was president. There's 8, and Henry Schrock's another one.
They all have come through here?
Sure.
People have served as consultants to the World Bank, to the United Nations, to the World Fertility Surveys, to the Demographic and Health Surveys, a wide range of public activities.
You know, when we have an international meeting, the International Union for the Scientific Study of Population has a meeting. The largest number of national members there will be from the United States, and second will be maybe India, and third will be OPR. It doesn't count that way, but we will have 50 people there, you know, and these foreign students from all over the world have been there, and I travel anywhere and I see OPR alumni.
It's a very unusual place. I guess I realize how unusual it is more when I go away than when I'm here. But it is unusual because there is so much collaborative work that goes on here. I've spent some time at 5 or 6 population centers around the world, 5 or 6 other population centers, and the atmosphere there is completely different than it is here because of the collaborative work that goes on here. Hardly any paper is written here that is not co-authored and genuinely co-authored. And another facet that is quite different than other places is the collaboration between the research staff and the students. The emphasis on learning by doing here is quite a unique part of OPR. It's the way I was trained working with Ansley Coale on the model fertility schedules when I was still a graduate student. That resulted from a class project, and it is part of the OPR that I think I value the most.
People learn by doing, and it's the most democratic of places in that people do together, all on a first-name basis, and with a feeling of camaraderie that I think is very special to this office.
People talk to each other. I mean, it's the nature of the discipline. It's a small, sort of self-contained discipline. Everybody speaks the same language. And so there's likely to be a lot of conversational activity in the corridors about work, about ideas. Secondly, that's all strengthened by the existence of a building in which everybody lives. The graduate students have desks, and there's a lot of interaction. And the third is the open door policy of the faculty, especially Ansley and his now notorious infectious enthusiasm for ideas, and his welcome and his quite genuine receptivity to being interrupted at any time with students. And that's a marvelous asset, and I hope that that kind of tradition can be maintained.
Well, I think what's happened to the OPR in the meantime is this 50th anniversary. The OPR is now a well-established organization that is doing extremely well. It's probably as highly regarded as any population research center in the world. It was the first one, thanks to Frank's initiative, and it's always had a high reputation. But now we have a budget in the millions and occupy a whole building. There are at least 50 of us in there. So it's a organization of a different scale. But I think, as this picnic illustrates, it still has pretty much the same spirit.
OPR, where dirty data are brought up to par. You'll learn where all the contraceptives are, la-di-da, and fool around with that old variable R. OPR, its foreign scholars come from near and far, from Beijing, Lagos, Addis Ababa, Bogota, Cairo, Kinshasa, and Ottawa. Stories abound. In 50 years they've traveled all around. One day they picnic by your side and then travel wide, upholding Princeton's demographic. OPR, we know its graduates will all go